What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Absolutely a Gamble. This is week 11 of NFL Best Bets. Week 10 was okay. I got 2 out of 5 correctly. Unfortunately, the 3 games I picked did not cash for the giveaway parlay. But, week 11 is a new week, so we'll keep trying. I've built up enough equity in the first few weeks of the season that even a bad week or 2 bad weeks won't really ruin me. So far, I am 32 out of 50 picks correct on the year, which means I have 18 picks incorrect, and I think that puts me at around like 64, 65-ish%, which is pretty great. New week, new opportunities. Let's keep rolling some dice. Let's get it. First off, we have the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. I am very heavily invested in this game, mostly because they're 2 teams that play in the AFC South, along with my Indianapolis Colts. I wish this game could end in a tie, honestly. I wish they could both lose. I don't really care much for either of these teams, but if this game could help me make some money, then so be it. So both of these teams they have really bad offensive lines, and I think they have really good defensive fronts. So I think they'll both be able to apply enough pressure on each other that it'll make life hell for both quarterbacks. Tennessee's O-line is not that good, and Houston's O-line is also not that good. Houston is also playing their backup quarterback, Davis Mills, this weekend because C.J. Stroud is hurt. I think that Houston might be able to score some points, but I don't think that both of these teams will be able to score points. I don't think that the Titans will be able to score enough to keep up with the Texans, if the Texans even score that many. I think the Texans will be interested in running the ball a lot, and I think that they'll get their backs involved, and I think it'll be a very slow-paced game. So because of that, I am taking the alternate total points under 41.5. The current over-under is at 37.5, I believe, but it's late in the season. So once we start hitting double-digit weeks, that is the prime position to start buying points, because nothing is worse than losing on a hook in a close game, or somebody having a doink like last week and the over-under not hit. So because of that, we buy points, we buy field goals, we buy a touchdown if we can. And this week, I think I'm buying 4 whole points. So I'm buying a little over a field goal. Tennessee Titans versus Houston Texans, under 41.5 total points. Next up, we have the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Denver Broncos. The Kansas City Chiefs are fresh off a bye. Andy Reid is a very dangerous head coach off a bye. His offenses usually come out refreshed. They come out with some gimmicks. They come out with they usually come out with a great plan of attack. I think that the Denver Broncos have been involved in a lot of close games recently. And I think that because of that, the books are giving the Broncos more credit than I personally think that they deserve. And because of that, this is a prime spot to take advantage of it. The spread is KC minus 3.5. But again, I do not want to get stuck on that hook, on that half a point. I do not want to get stuck on that if they win by less than a field goal because the Broncos have a good defense, stuff like that. I don't want to go through any of that. So because of that, I'm just taking Chiefs money line straight up. The Denver Broncos have a really bad record against Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has owned them ever since he became a starter. As a matter of fact, the first game that Patrick Mahomes ever started in like week 18 or something like that, his rookie year, was against the Denver Broncos, and he has never looked back ever since. And I think he just continues his dominance of the Broncos. I am taking an angry Patrick Mahomes against Denver this week without a doubt. Chiefs money line is my second best bet. Next up, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This game is probably going to be one of the best games this week. I think that the Lions are going to be able to stress this Eagles defense, and I think it's going to force the Eagles to start throwing the ball. This feels like a really good bounce-back game for A.J. Brown, especially because I don't think Terrion Arnold is playing. So I think that A.J. is going to get force-fed targets this weekend, and I think Philly's going to have to keep scoring points so they can keep pace with Detroit. Detroit is humming right now. Everything Dan Campbell is calling is working. Their offense is finally clicking. They finally started to regain that rhythm and that momentum. So because of that, I think that the best bet for this game is over 46.5 total points. I think the Lions are going to come out firing. I think Gibbs is going to be heavily involved. Montgomery is going to be heavily involved. I think J-Mo, I think Laporta, Amon-Ra, like all of those guys are going to be, I think the offense is going to hum, and I think they're going to take advantage of some of the weaknesses that the Eagles defense has, especially on the back end and the secondary. And I think that the Philly's going to have to score, like I said, to keep up. So because of that, over 46.5 is one of my favorite bets this week. Next up, we have the 49ers playing the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. Purdy is coming back this week after Mac Jones has tried his hardest to keep the boat afloat, but the Mac Jones games have been 1-1. They've lost, they've won, they've lost, they've won. So I think that Purdy coming back is going to be a very, huge boost to the offense. Like, I know Mac Jones was very productive in this offense, but I think that Purdy has a better connection with these guys, and I think he runs the offense a little bit better. So I think that we'll see an optimal 49ers offense this weekend. And because of that, also, Kyler Murray is not playing, so Jacoby Brissett is going to be the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are also not going to have Marvin Harrison Jr., which is going to be a little bit of a blow to the offense. The spread right now is currently 49ers minus 2.5, but I think the safest bet in this game is 49ers money line. I do think the 2.5 will hit. That's under a field goal, so I like that bet a lot. But I am going to take 49ers money line just in case any funny business happens, just in case anything ridiculous happens. I just want the 49ers to win, and that's it. Don't care how many they win by. So I'm taking 49ers money line as my next best bet. Last but not least, my favorite road team of this week is the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Jacksonville to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chargers are a great team. The Chargers are a solid team. They have a really good leadership. They have solid foundation. They have playmakers everywhere on offense and defense. The Jaguars, I do not trust their O-line. I don't trust their offense right now. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. I haven't trusted Trevor Lawrence since he came into the league, honestly. And I think that the Chargers are going to take advantage of the weak O-line. They're going to get pressure on him. They're going to blitz him if they have to. They're going to send extra guys. They're going to drop a bunch of guys back. I don't think Brian Thomas Jr. is all that healthy, so I think that they'll be able to take advantage of that a little bit. And I think Herbert is going to do Herbert things. I think Herbert is going to have a really good game. He's going to take advantage of, the defense, especially on the back end, the secondary. So because of that, I am also taking Los Angeles Chargers money line as my last favorite bet. I didn't even check what the spread is because honestly, whatever the spread is, I'm taking whatever the Chargers get. If they get like 2.5, 3.5, doesn't really matter. But if they're gonna give me a money line for the Chargers at minus like 175 or 180, I'm definitely gonna take that every time. Chargers money line is my favorite bet of the week. As always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. I appreciate it very, very much. Football is back again, international game at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. Washington versus Miami. That should be a really good game for Tua. I don't know what we're gonna get from Washington, but we're all going to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning for the people on the West Coast watching that game, watching football all day. Should be another great week. The season is starting to hit that home stretch. It's a little bittersweet, but it is what it is. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your football, and I will see you right back here for Week 12.